Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Novel Nana. I'm Bex. Today is yet another video, part 2, on our goals with the Bootcamp with Bex Back to the Basics series. This is the series that we will be exploring a little bit deeper into the basic building blocks of story. So if that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned. Consider subscribing. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so last week we discussed goals, what they were, and why we needed them. In today's video, we are going to be discussing 10 different types of goals and the different types of them with their purposes in mind, okay? And I will provide you with a few examples. So let's go ahead and get started. I have my whiteboard with me as usual, and we're just going to tick right down the list, okay? So 10 different types of goals. Number 1, temporary or primary goals. These are goals that satisfy an immediate want or need for your character. They are also the intro into your character or intro into the story. Let me get on this side here. A secondary goal is the second type of goal that we will be talking about. And these are what some people call back burner goals. Okay. These are the ones that usually happen after the AC or shift goal, but they are character related and usually give us an insight on your character's, um, their immediate want or need, but it usually happens later. Okay, it's like it's what is progressing to that. Okay, number 3, the third type of goal, main goals. Everyone's heard of this one, right? Main goal is usually plot related and it takes place after the inciting incident. So on to goal number 4. This is what I was talking about, the AC or shift goal. AC stands for after conflict. Okay. This is what can take place anywhere in your story, but it's usually a later type goal. It's usually at that moment when the plot thickens. Okay. And it is a after conflict goal, and it can change with new information or new developments. To the story or to the plot or to your character's progression of that goal. Okay, the fifth type of goal is progressional goals. Okay, guys, this one is usually main goal related and it happens throughout the story and it's considered like stepping stone goals. So, progressional. Okay, I have divided the top 5 and the bottom 5 because the bottom 5 are usually what the top 5 fall under. Okay, hopefully that makes sense, but I will walk you through each and every one. Okay, so number 6 type of goal, internal or external goals. Okay, this is the selfish or selfless goals. These all goals will fall into one of these categories. So all 5 of the top goals will fall into one of these categories. Okay, so number 7 type of goal, time constraint goals. Now, we've all heard of this one. It's usually like, by their 16th birthday, they need to do this or whatever the case may be. But I'll give you better examples in a minute. Time constraint goals are now or later goals. They're goals that have to take place at a specific time or before a specific time. Okay, and they usually these type of goals usually appear on the return to norm in the hero's journey, also or in the falling action of a story. Okay, on to type number 8. Type number 8 is minor goals. These are the goals that don't necessarily change the character or the plot, but they offer insight into the person or the situation in the story. Okay, moving on to number 9. The ninth type of goal is the major goal. Now, this usually changes one or the other, either the character or the plot. Okay, sometimes it can be both, but usually that falls under type number 10. The 10th type of goal is the overarching goal. I believe everyone has heard of this. The overarching goal is what ties everything else together, and it usually changes both the character and the plot. Okay, or affects them in some way. Okay, all goals are the priority, ambition, or focus of your character or story, and it usually can take place at any part in the story. Or any time. Now, goals, failing or achieving those will affect either the situation, the self, or the story, and it will affect the character or the plot or both. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this board, and behind it, we're moving on to our next. Now, again, this was video 2 in our series of goals, back to the basics. Um, and now we are going to tackle examples of the goals that I just gave you. Okay, so as you remember from the last video, goal is only one ingredient to a story, and goal is giving others a look into the character or plot or story. Okay, so the example that I have here is having dinner with the family. Okay, this would be an example of an overarching goal, and I'll explain why. Okay, so there'll be conflict, an inciting incident. Let's see. So maybe this person looked in their fridge and in their cupboards and they have no groceries. So that will start us off, okay? They have no groceries in the house. They've looked in the cupboards, looked in the fridge. They don't have any groceries to make dinner. So that is what the inciting incident would be, or the conflict to that overarching goal, which is to have dinner with their family. So let's say that your main goal, the example of that would be to go to the store and get groceries. I mean, that's pretty simple. Okay, so their primary goal would be the next step, leaving the house. Now, this is a minor goal. It doesn't change the character or the plot. It's just an immediate step, okay? So it's an immediate need or want. Now, on to the temporary goal. So now they have to go to the garage and get the car, okay? So this is a temporary goal. To drive to the store. So these series, leaving the house, going to the garage and getting into the car, and then driving to the store, these are the first progressional goals because they are a series of small objectives that must be met in order to reach the main goal and the overarching goal. Okay, so now let's say the conflict arises and the plot thickens, okay? So on their way to the store, maybe they run out of gas and now they have to walk to a gas station, okay? So this would be considered an AC, after conflict, or a shift goal because your focus now shifts to another goal, and it's usually a lesser goal. So now this becomes their secondary goal of putting gas in the car, okay? And this is often called a back burner goal or a next move goal because it's a step in reaching that bigger goal. Okay, so now we've got gas in the car and we are continuing to the store to get our groceries. Okay, so this would be the stepping stones or second progression or main objective, but it's always main goal related, okay? So this act of getting gas in the car and continuing to the store to get groceries is that stepping stone or that second progression. Okay, now we've made it home with the groceries and we've made dinner for our entire family and everyone gets to eat, right? So that is fulfilling their hunger or their need. So the goal has been attained. This means goal accomplished, which is the overarching goal, and it has changed both the plot and the character because now the character's need has been met. They have eaten. They're no longer hungry. And it has changed the plot because obviously they've already done what they needed to do to end up with the end goal. Okay, so now that would be under the major goal because it has been accomplished and it was the main goal here. Okay, so now let's move on to the internal goal, which would have been to satisfy the hunger, okay? And an example of the external goal was to go to get the food and bring it back to make and have family dinner. Now, here's where the time constraint example comes in. It's because they needed to get to the store either A, before the store closed, or B, before dinner time. So these are all examples of all the different types of goals that I went over with you in the first whiteboard. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys today. I sure hope that this video helped in some small way to kind of identify those 10 types of goals for you. And I hope that it brought you some value. If it did, be sure to hit that thumbs up and give me a like. As always, if you do like this type of videos, usually on my channel we do all things writerly related. So if that interests you, consider subscribing. If you want to know the next time that I upload, simply ding that bell. That's what it's for. However, I will give you a closer look. I believe it is, yes, Tuesday, the 24th will be our next video in this boot camp series under the topic of goals. So in that one, it will be what makes a goal work. And let's see. Let me get the paper real quick. What makes a goal work or fail in your story or in your characters? And this is how they can be used effectively and why and when they fail and how to fix them. So that is going to be our next Tuesday's video, following up on the goal part of our boot camp series. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I sure do appreciate each and every one of you. So until next time, happy writing, and be sure to give me a comment or leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know which type of these goals you have just learned today, or maybe what types of goals I might have left out. So if you do have any comment, like I said, leave it below for me, and I will be sure to respond. You can always find me on Twitter at Nana_novel. You can tweet me your questions. And also, Bex the Novel Nana on Instagram. You can find me there. And I guess that's it for today, guys. I will see you in the next one. Happy writing. Bye, guys.